to the Pink Seat. I'm so glad to have you here with me today, and we're going to just jump right into it. Today I have with me one of my best friends, Sherry Robinson, and you guys loved when she was here last time. So we're going to be chatting today, but first of all, I just have to say, Sherry, you look remarkably beautiful for quarantine. Aww. I'm super jealous.
So I only did this because I was coming on the Pink Seat.
Well, whatever you did is working for you, and I'm so excited because I have a hair appointment in 9 days.
Oh, you're
I'm at the point that I'm counting down the days, and I legitimately sprayed dry shampoo in my hair just to try to lighten the dark my roots. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, maybe if I spray enough dry shampoo, but the dry shampoo's white, so then I'm like, it's just gonna look like I have gray hair growing in instead of.
I've been cheating. I've been coloring my hair through this whole quarantine.
You've just been doing it yourself.
Yeah. Clairol root touch-up. It works,
That's
ladies.
a good tip. Pro tip from the Pink Seeds. So, Sherry, one of the things that we have in common is that we both are working while we have kids at home.
Yeah.
And so today I want to talk about that and talk to you guys. And I'd love to hear you jump in and comment. How many of you out there have kids that are school-age kids, so they're still living at home with you, and you are also working, whether it's part-time, full-time, any combination of the above, which sometimes part-time can feel like full-time.
Sure can.
Yeah, for sure. So you weren't always working.
No.
It's just kind of been recent, right?
So I was a stay-at-home mom for about 13 years.
Okay.
So I really just kind of jumped into the work scene probably about 2 years ago. And I last year made my own business.
Yay!
It's official. I have
So
a cleaning
excited.
business. It's called Made Clean. So that's
Yes.
been a lot of fun, kind of getting that up and running and going. But yeah, that's kind of come with its challenges because I never really had to balance work with kids before.
Right.
So,
and I'm kind of a similar situation. I stayed home with my kids for a number of years until they were all old enough to go to school, and then my husband was like,
time
get
to
a job.
work.
Yes, it's time for you to get a job. And I really did not want to because I was just so used to my routine and my normal. And and different seasons have looked differently, even as far as work goes.
Yeah.
But right now we are getting ready to go into summer, which we're already running quarantines. We have kids at home that are not in school. And then, of course, summer will be the same thing. And we have no idea what's going to happen for the fall. We're all praying that school
I hope
reopens.
So.
Yes. How many of you moms are with us? You're like, yes, please. I did just get an email today from Brooklyn's teacher, which she attends a school for just kids with special needs, and she qualifies for extended school year, which means she also goes to school throughout the summer. But I just got an email today that there is only virtual summer school, which really does not work for us at all. She just can't. She can't do it. She can't participate in it. She doesn't have the attention to be able to sit. So we're going to be home for the summer. So, and Mike told me the other day, he said, if I had $1 for every time you say you feel guilty about something, and it really made me start to think about the whole idea of mom guilt and how we do feel guilty.
We do.
Right?
Absolutely.
So do you feel like that too? Like, do you feel guilty that you're giving too much attention to your business or to your kids? Or
Well, it's interesting because even when I was a stay-at-home mom, I think there's mom guilt because I felt guilty for not contributing.
Did you?
And even though I was contributing, financially I wasn't. And I always felt like I would compare myself to other moms who worked, and I would feel like, well, they can do both. Why can't I do both? Like, they're taking care of their home, their kids, their family, but then they're also working. So maybe that's what I should be doing. Now that, I'm on the flip side of that, and I am a working mom, I feel bad when I leave my kids.
Right.
Because they're looking at me, they're going, you have to go to work, but we want to do this, or, my oldest daughter is 15, so she's my built-in babysitter.
Yeah.
But my youngest is only 5, so I have a big age range of kids, and they hate it when I go to work.
Right.
And especially now that they're, all home, and it's been this whole season of quarantine, they're just bored. So then when I leave, they're really bored.
Yeah. And do you ever feel like Well, I was there for my 15-year-old when she was 5 all the time.
Oh my goodness.
And then you think that maybe you're cheating or gypping your youngest,
Yeah.
like they're not getting your full attention.
Yes. Oh, all the time. Every time I leave for work, I'm thinking, well, I didn't do this with my oldest. I would have been taking her to the park, or I would have been taking her swimming, or we would have been reading books or doing all those things that you do when you're home with your kids.
Right.
And now I'm gone, and I only do work part-time, but it's still a big chunk of my day. There's days I'm gone for a good 6 hours at a time, and they're home doing whatever.
Right. And if you didn't have a built-in babysitter, maybe some of you out there, you have a nanny or a babysitter, but you still feel like they're not getting you, right? Like they're not getting the best.
Same, right?
Yeah. It's so interesting too that you were saying you felt like that even when you were staying home with them.
I did. And I think last time I was in the pink seat, we touched a little on comparison.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, it all comes down to that, because what do we, comparing ourselves to? Other people. Most of the time, we're looking at social media and saying, well, oh, they're doing this, or she's doing that, or that mom has it all together, or this mom can handle both and juggle both well, and I should be able to do that. And it's not true. I mean, we're doing the best that we can do. We're in a season that God's put us in for a reason. But we're always looking at what we don't have. We're always looking, to see what someone else is doing, when we should just focus on ourselves and our family and, where God has put us.
When you think about, you said you have a 15-year-old daughter, I'm sure you have told her, even in your own parenting of her, like, don't compare yourself to other people, and it doesn't matter what this person has or what this person is doing. And yet here we are as women, grown women.
We need to take our own advice.
Yeah.
We need to take our own advice, and we don't. It's so easy to tell my daughter, you're beautiful, or you don't need to change, you don't need to look like someone else. But then we're not doing that. We're not taking our own advice. So, yeah.
That's so true.
We need to get rid of the mom guilt.
How do we do that? I had a friend tell me, because I was telling her a similar thing, that I feel whenever I go to work, I feel like I'm not giving my full, like, everything I could to the kids. But then when I'm home with the kids, I'm thinking, what should I be doing for work? Or I'm not, fulfilling my obligations or my responsibilities or those things. And like even right now, so we're here at the church, for those of you that don't know, and I've been here since about 11 this morning, and it's 2 right now, so it's only a few hours, but I'm the same. I have my oldest daughter home babysitting, and I'm thinking, how are they doing? I've checked in with them, but it's like I can't fully relax and be here because I'm worried about what's going on at home. And I was telling another friend about this, and she said, I think it's really good for your kids to see you working, and it makes you a more interesting person, and shows that you have your own, calling and responsibility outside of them. Do you feel that way, or have you thought about that?
Yeah, and not to sound, rude in any way, but the world doesn't revolve around our children. And I think sometimes we want to bend over backwards for them, and we want to make sure that all of their needs are met and they're never inconvenienced. And I feel like that with my oldest daughter who's babysitting. It's like, was this okay for her to be babysitting, or did she have other plans for the day? Sometimes, you know what, she's a part of the family. You have to help out. I have a job now. These are your siblings. She gets paid to do it. So she's helping me out, and I'm helping her out. And you pitch in and you do what you got to do sometimes to help. So
yeah, it is interesting how modern society has really made us feel like we need to provide this lifestyle for our children. That it does revolve around them.
I know. And kids will thrive. Trust me. They thrive in their environment. They will be fine without mom there for however many hours a day. They'll be okay.
Yes, absolutely. And I know my kids are actually better when they have more responsibility.
Yes.
They behave better. They have better attitudes.
That's right.
They're
give them
not
chores to do. Give them a list of things to do. They thrive off of it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like what you were saying about when you were staying at home, feeling like you weren't contributing to the financial status of your household. I think kids too have that sense of accomplishment, and so we're robbing them of that when we don't allow them to step into that place and that opportunity. And so balancing work and kids is one thing, but how do you find time to take care of yourself through all of this? And we were just chatting before the camera started rolling yesterday. So I worked a lot I came into the church for a little while, but then when I came home, I had a lot of stuff to do, and I've been trying to do as much work from home as I can, but it's really hard to work from home and stay on top of all the household responsibilities. And so when Mike got home, the house was a disaster, and I had just kind of made that decision that if I'm going to get this done, I'm going to have to let the house go.
Yeah.
And so I was I was okay with it as I could be, I guess, for him coming in. But then I was just having one of those days that I was just done. Yeah. You know, I had just had enough. And so we had dinner, and he made a declaration at dinner time that after dinner we're all getting this house cleaned up, which is great. You know, we're happy to do that. But then in the back of my mind, I thought, well, I'm gonna go to our room. Like, I'm done. But that didn't happen, and so I was kind of irritated the whole time. So how do you find that balance? And are you intentional? Do you just ask for more help?
I am, and I didn't used to be, especially when I was home with all of my kids. I think I felt bad asking my husband for help because he was gone all day working.
Right.
And I felt like when he got home, I can't expect him to do all of these things.
Because it's work, right?
And it almost feels selfish sometimes. Even now, it feels selfish to ask for that time. To ask for time alone. But honestly, that's where you recharge sometimes. We need that as moms. We need time to ourselves. Ladies, you need time without your children, okay?
I agree.
And I feel like I was never a morning person.
Okay.
I'm still not really. It's something that I struggle with. But I really feel like for the longest time, God was prompting me, like, you have to get up first thing in the morning. You have to set your priorities first thing in the morning. Before your kids are up. And so I started doing this, and I fail many, many times. I do not always get up early. But I find the mornings that I get up early and I spend even just 20 minutes praying and in the Word, it sets the tone for your day.
Yes.
And it helps. It helps me to balance my day, and it helps me to just, first thing in the morning, like, okay, my house is quiet, and I can think. I can just think. I have a few minutes to think. And it does help, you know, when you have a husband, if you have a mom, if you have a sister, if you have anybody who can watch your kids for you, ask for it. Just ask for help. I'm not good with asking for help. I've never been good for asking, you know, with help, but I'll ask my husband sometimes. Even last night, I'll be like, can you please just take the kids for 2 hours? I don't care what you do. You take them for a walk. You can go in the backyard, take them to your dad's, whatever. I need time by myself, and it makes the world of difference.
Yes, and I love the idea of getting up early, and it's the difference between getting woken up by a child versus getting up on your own and taking advantage of those quiet moments of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Even if, like you said, even if it's not long.
It doesn't have to be long.
No.
It's just, it's effective.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a child waking you up first thing in the morning, your day is doomed.
It does set things off on the wrong foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel like you're waking up on the defense already. Like, what do they need? You know, it's busy, rush right after that. So you really need, and if you can't get up in the morning, take time somewhere in your day, whether that be afternoon time, sometime in the evening. You have to get alone with God. Yes. You have to get alone with God, and it's something I've learned. Like I said, I was not always good at doing this and implementing this in my day, but it's so effective. It's been so great. Yeah,
and there is so many references in the Word of God to giving God your first.
Yes.
And I think we see that all through the Old Testament and the New Testament when it comes to giving, but also when it comes to time and giving God our very first. There's an app that I love called First 5, and you can set it.
Heard of that.
Yes. You can set it to send a reminder to you at 6:30 in the morning or whatever time, and it's just to take your first 5 minutes to spend with the Lord.
Yeah, it's so
get in the Bible a little bit. There's a scripture in Proverbs 11:25, and it says that he who gives a drink will also receive a drink, or he who is watered he who waters will also be watered. And isn't that so beautiful? And you think about us as moms, all day long we're giving drinks, we're watering our children, we're trying to create this environment that they can grow. And in the same way, God wants to allow us to be watered, but we have to take that time to allow it to happen.
Well, I've heard a lot, there's like a quote or a saying that you can't pour pour from an empty cup.
So true.
And it's so true, especially in the season of motherhood. If you have nothing in you to give, I mean, you're empty. You're just running on empty. So we need to be relying on God to fill that cup so that we can pour into our kids, into our husbands, into our friends, into our, whoever we encounter throughout the day. We have to take the time to be filled up.
Yeah, and the reality is coming to church on Sunday or counting on a Sunday service to give us that really is not enough.
It's not enough at
No,
all.
and that's the other really biblical principle we've seen of something new every day.
Yes.
I think about manna from heaven, how it was new food that the Israelites had to go and get every single
That's
day.
Right. His mercies are new every morning. He
It's
gives
that
us
rhythm,
that
rhythm and renewal and something
it's so
new.
important. Yeah.
My 9-year-old Ivy said to me yesterday, I kind of had an off day yesterday, and she said, "Mom, you're prickly," and I thought that was such a good word to use, and just like that kind of image
There's
of being a cactus.
Yeah,
just like that little, not so fun to cuddle with, not so warm and inviting, a little prickly, and so it's kind of in those moments that we're reminded of how much we need God, but that's not where my mind goes first. My mind goes to blame everyone around me.
Of course.
So, well, if my husband did this or gave me more time, or if my kids were more obedient or more helpful or thoughtful.
It's the if-onlys, I say. It's all those if-onlys. If only my husband would do this. If only my kids weren't such slobs.
Right.
If only they would pick up their wet towels off of the bedroom floor.
Come on.
I mean, there's so many if-onlys, right?
Yeah.
If only I had more money. If only I could go on a vacation. If only I could hire a nanny.
Right. If only I could hire someone to come clean my house.
Well.
Yeah.
I have a few time slots.
I know, right?
But yeah, it's all those if-onlys, and we need to stop saying if only and just be thankful for the blessings that God's given us and where we're at. And He will be faithful. He's faithful. Every single morning, He's faithful.
Yeah. So what does that quiet time look like for you to get up in the morning? Is there a certain chair in your house that you're sitting in? Is there a certain space?
Yes. So in my living room, I have a couch and a love seat. I always go to the same spot on the love seat every morning. And I take my blanket and I have my Bible, and I usually have some type of a devotion book. And I'll go through the devotion. Sometimes I'll just say, Lord, lead me to what you want me to read. So, and I have my journal. Sometimes I'll journal, and I just kind of let the Holy Spirit lead me. And it's usually pretty quick. It's not, anything lengthy. I think it's about half an hour at the longest. But I have my prayer time. Sometimes I'll play a worship song on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I love worship, and it sets my tone for the whole day. Sets my mood. And it doesn't mean I'm always in a good mood for the rest of the day.
Right.
But at least I started off right. It's that whole foundation,
Yeah. And our phones are such great tools to have, like you said, to play worship or to find
look
a
up a
devotion.
verse or to cross-reference something, or if I don't understand something, you can look it up,
Yeah. But I think there are also been times that I have sat down with that intention and picked up my phone and gotten distracted by the social media notifications, or I'm just going to check my email really quick. And then that leads to, let me check to see if this item has shipped. And let me check this. And then before you know it, you've killed an hour and the kids are up and breakfast
and you
needs to be
didn't accomplish what
you
needed to accomplish. Yeah, for me it's Instagram. Instagram sucks me in every time, Susie. I can't even check it. In the morning, I purposely have to not put my finger on it. I'm just okay. I can't do it because I will sit on it and just scroll and scroll and scroll, and that's precious time I'm wasting.
That's right, especially when you have those quiet moments that are limited.
You have to take advantage of that because you're not going to get it back. Once your kids are up, that time's gone.
Something else that helps me a lot when it comes to working and balancing the kids is to try to be as organized and get my week planned out. And generally when I spend the time to do that, especially when it comes to meal planning, even chores and responsibilities for my kids, when I do that ahead of time and have it planned for the week, my week just goes so much more smoothly.
Absolutely.
My kids are happier.
Yep.
I found out my kids love to know what the meal plan is. So they love to know what dinner is going to be for that night. And if they know ahead of time, I have less issues with them at dinner time. Less, I don't want that, or
I don't like that. Do you like that chicken again?
Right. So are you a planner? Does that work for you?
I am
or
a planner
what?
some weeks.
Yeah.
And other weeks, it's
doesn't
like,
happen.
it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, guess we're having grilled cheese for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I am and I'm not. I strive to be more of a planner because like you said, if you can meal prep or meal plan ahead of time, it makes dinner time so much more smoother.
It does take a lot of time though.
It does. And you know, this is the first kind of season that we've been in about 10 years that we haven't done spring sports. So normally dinner time was kind of not even a thing with us. Samuel has baseball games and Natalie would be doing soccer or track and Abigail would be doing soccer. So this is kind of the first season in a very, very long time that I have to do dinner every night.
Okay.
Like my kids are starving, it's 5 o'clock, what's for dinner? So I'm trying to be better with that, but I have a lot of room for improvement.
So what is life like now without all of those sports, and do you miss it? Are you happy for the break?
I don't miss it. I really don't.
Yeah.
There were so many times when me and my husband would look at each other at the end of the day like, what just happened? You know, we hadn't seen each other or barely talked to each other all day.
Right.
He was my son's baseball coach. And it would be like he would go in one direction and I would go in another. And sometimes we'd meet up at the park just to switch a kid in somebody's car and off we would go again. And we would have dinner at 9 o'clock at night, or you're grabbing something quick, or you're eating in the car.
Right.
So this to us has been a welcomed break. And yes, there are evenings when we're kind of like, we're bored, like this doesn't feel right, or my kids are bored, but I welcome the boredom. I'm like, you know what, it's okay. It's not forever, we're gonna enjoy this.
So do you think that will impact the way spring looks for you next year? Will you adjust, or?
I wanna say yes, but in reality, my kids love their sports. And I feel like I can't take it away from them. I mean, my son says all the time how much he misses baseball. And my daughter says how much she misses track. And so I try not, you know, family time is very important. It is, and we have seasons of family time, but we have seasons of busyness. So if you can try to balance it and have family dinners as much as possible, but if you can't all the time, then you know what, you have to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
I'm all about giving myself grace. I can't do it all. So you just do the best you can.
I love the concept of seasons, and I think it helps us kind of get through.
It does.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think it was my mother-in-law. She used to tell me all the time, Adam's mom, she always says to me, this too shall pass. All the time. Truer words cannot be spoken. Like, this too shall pass.
Yes.
It's not forever.
Right.
It's just a little blip in the radar. I mean, it's just a little season, and then it's on to a new season. It's on to something else. So enjoy your family where you're at. In the craziness or the not craziness, I mean, you just have to embrace it.
Yeah, and that kind of does two things for us. It encourages us when we're in a season that we're not enjoying.
Right.
So you think in the dead of winter,
Yes,
Christmas
it's
is
not all
over.
fun.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, this isn't going to last forever. But there are times, especially in central New York, mid-February, and you feel like, you feel like, how is it possible that I could leave this house in a tank top and shorts? Like, it legitimately does not seem possible when you're in that moment.
I know.
And yet here we are. Summer's here. We're having 90-degree days.
Yes.
But remembering seasons also helps us to appreciate when we are in a season that we do really love and can enjoy, to know that even that time isn't going to last forever.
No, it's so fleeting. It's also fleeting. I look at my oldest daughter and I'm like, how are you 15 years old? And I see time being so short. Like in 3 years she graduates from high school. I have 3 years left with her before she goes to college. And I'm like, it just... They say, right, the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so true. Yeah.
That reminds me, there's another app that I love called Parent Q. So Parent and then CUE.
Okay.
And it's a Christian app that you go in and you put in each of your children's, their name and their birth date.
Oh.
And then it will tell you how many weeks you have left with them until they're 18.
Come on.
Can you believe that? And so it's such a good reminder.
That.
I know. You put their little picture, but I also love because it will tell you, like, at this age, these are some things your child needs from you, or spiritually things they might be dealing with, and even developmentally things they're going through. So, yeah, for instance, it was that app who told me, hey, your 8-year-old should be washing her own hair in the shower. And I was like, I'm like, wait, what?
Really?
Oh, I don't wash her hair every time. Now,
Yeah.
her hair still does look much better when I wash it versus when she does it. I actually cut her hair for her. About a week ago, I cut like this much off.
Oh my goodness.
She wanted more. It was just getting so long, like to the point that she couldn't even brush it. And so she wanted more of it cut off, but I wouldn't do it. I'm like, no, why don't we live with it here?
Gradual.
See if you like it. And she did like it at the end. But do you cut your kids' hair? Or do you take them?
Well, my sister's a hairdresser, so we've always just had her do it, but obviously no one's went to her for a few months now because they've been closed, and all my kids need haircuts desperately.
I'm just letting it grow.
My hair?
Well,
or their hair. Oh yeah, their hair.
I mean, they don't have school. They don't have anywhere to go.
That's right. Nobody's really seeing them right now, so it's fine.
Yeah, Brooklyn's hair, my youngest, for those of you that are watching, she's very, very short hair, kind of like a little pixie cut around her ears and short, and so it's gotten pretty long, but the little pointed part in front of her ear was like down to here.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, I texted actually the person that does all of our hair, and I'm like, I can cut this, right? Like I could just.
Is that okay? I'm not gonna ruin anything.
No,
right?
she's like, oh yeah, cut that part off. So I just got kitchen scissors, and I was like, that has to go.
That's gotta go.
Yeah, it's looking bad though.
Yeah, my husband's been doing Sam's hair though.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got a clipper set and he's been cutting it and doing a super good job. So.
Do they go outside or do it in the house?
Yeah, outside. I make them go outside. He's got his extension cord. He's out there on the patio doing it. So.
Yeah, I cut Mike's hair, and we don't even have clippers because we have all girls. Right. And he goes and gets his hair done. Yeah. But I use his beard trimmer.
Oh, did it work?
Yeah, it worked. It was fine. I thought I did a pretty good job, but at one point it got a little short. But he actually likes it shorter than that anyway. But so I was kind of laughing, and my kids were watching and kind of laughing about it, and he was not impressed. No. He's like, "This is not a laughing matter." But I did it.
Serious.
I know. I did it in the kitchen. I should have maybe done that.
Did you find like little hairs like everywhere for weeks?
Yeah. You know what else they found? There was a toy underneath a big area rug that we have, and so I picked up, and we have rug tape down to kind of keep the rug down. Yeah, but I picked it up to get the toy out, and I saw Christmas tree needles under the rug. Can you believe that?
I can.
Like
because we always get a real tree, and you will find them until like the next Christmas when you get a real tree again.
Yeah, Christmas tree needles.
They hide everywhere.
Lovely. So it's Wednesday. We have about 3 more weeks of school left. But even after school ends, then we're going to have the job of keeping our kids busy this summer with limited things probably being open. I am hearing news of some things maybe opening up. So what's your plan? Do you have a plan, or you just kind of...
I'm trying to come up with a plan. I know that Natalie will be babysitting, but we were talking about work, and this is probably going to be my busiest summer as far as clients go.
Okay.
Last summer, I only worked a couple days, but I mean, there will be days this summer where I will be working every day. And not necessarily full-time hours, but I'm still leaving the house and leaving her in charge. And we don't have a pool, but I have a wonderful neighbor who lets us swim whenever we want. He's got a homegrown pool. So I do take my kids to his house a lot. Him and his wife, they have us over and my kids swim. But besides that, we don't have much planned. So I'm not sure what we're going to do to fill in all those little gaps. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, so apparently, you know how there's a big shortage of toilet paper at the start of all of this?
Yeah.
Now there are other shortages of things like trampolines, I guess. And now I found out recently we went in to get just a small above ground pool and you can't find them anywhere.
Really?
And people are selling them for prices way marked up and so it's going to be a whole new, first it was toilet paper, then it was meat that was kind of hard to find, and I'm finding that's kind of getting better now. But now I think it's going to be those kids' summer
because no
themes.
one's really vacationing. Like no one is planning those things, and everyone's thinking, what are we going to do all summer while we're home?
Right.
So yeah. We do have a trampoline. That's been great. Sometimes I'll just have my kids bounce. I'll spray them with the hose. It's like a slip and slide trampoline, but...
My kids brought up yesterday, they said, you know that thing you do sometimes where you kick us out of the house and tell us we can't come in for an hour?
I do that too.
They're like, we don't like when you do that. They're trying, I think, to foresee, like, maybe if I can cut her off before she gets there.
I always tell my kids, I grew up playing outside, so it's not going to kill you to go outside and play.
Yeah.
I don't care if you walk around the yard. Like, you're outside, you're getting fresh air.
Walk around the prison yard.
I know.
Just wear a little path in the grass. So to wrap things up, I think the most important thing that we need to do as working moms is to make sure we're finding time to get filled up ourselves.
So true.
And so whether that's practical things of self-care, taking time to do whatever fills you up, to go for that walk, to get your hair done, to paint your nails, whatever it may be. But more importantly than that, to spend some time with Jesus and to allow yourself to be watered, allow yourself to get filled back up.
Because nothing beats that. I mean, we can paint our nails, do our hair, exercise, and that's so good for us.
Right.
But really, there's nothing beats the time that you can spend with the Lord. He will fill you up like nothing else can fill you up. He gives you joy. You know, He gives you everything that we need. All those fruits of the Holy Spirit, they're found in Him. So we have to be relying on Him to fill our cups so that we can fill others.
Absolutely. So that is my prayer for each of you that are watching today, that you take some time, and I would say this week, but I want to challenge you, take some time today. So maybe before you close this video and you go scroll through Facebook or open Instagram or check your email for the whatever time today, just close everything, go find a quiet place for even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and ask God, Lord, would you water me? Would you fill me up? Would you give me what I need so I can pour out to my family today? And really, whether you're a working mom or you are just a woman that has no kids at home, you can be retired and you still have things that are pulling on you and causing you to have to give out. Take some time to be with the one who created you. He has something beautiful for you. So we love you and hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.